In this video we're just going to talk about the 4-channel audio on the Panasonic GH6. So in the GH6 we've got this new kind of 4-channel audio recording, but it's actually only available using the Hot Shoe XLR1 adapter that you get for the Panasonic. So that costs around £300, so maybe $400. As an additional accessory. It's really good if you want to use XLR mics with the camera, because obviously you can bring in that XLR feed without having to record it either separately or step them down into cables that work in 3.5mm jacks, because you want to be getting the full sort of quality out of it. So it's a really good option, and what they've done now is actually offered 4 tracks. So you can record essentially either the internal mics, or you could put in a 3.5mm jack mic, and then you can also have the XLR mics running, and they're all independent tracks. So you can have one as just like a backup track, and one as your kind of main track, so a scratch track running or something like that. But it takes all of that hassle away from having to sync things from external audio devices, so it can be really useful. But one thing that I may be wrong here in saying this, but I can't find a way where you can actually remove 4-channel audio when you don't want it. So the way that it all looks to be set up, again, if you know differently to this, let me know in the comments. But MP4 videos essentially, they all appear to record 2-channel audio, so what we're used to on most cameras. So you bring it in, you get your left and right channel, and then when we come out of this mode and we come into the MOV mode, which has, or MOV, which has got essentially most of our recording formats, even though we're in the video mode, we come down to mic, these grayed out options here are essentially our 4-channel audio options, but we don't have the adapter attached, so we can't use them. So you would think that would step it back to just bringing in 2 channels, because using 4 channels, I mean, at the moment this would just record from the internal mic, but if I had a 3.5mm jack in to a mic, it would do it that way. And you just take that in and that's your audio. But the way it seems to do it is that it actually records 4 channels anyway, and then you're sort of left with that in the editing software to just have sort of 2 dead channels, which isn't a massive problem. I can work around that, and there are ways to remove it. It depends what editing software you're using as to how easy it is to sort of manage those additional tracks. But I just thought I'd do a quick video on how I'm sort of working with that at the moment, and it's in Adobe Premiere, so if you're using different editing software, there'll be different ways to get around it, but this is just sort of how I've been doing it. So if we jump over to the computer, essentially we're just in Premiere. I've got just a dummy timeline set up, and if I just drag over some MOV files, so like I say, MP4 still recording 2-track audio, MOV appears to all record essentially this sort of 4-track audio. So if we just take one clip in, if we bring that one in, you can see, so we've got track 1, track 2, and track 1 and 2 obviously has recorded the audio. This was actually just on the internal mic, I didn't even have an external mic on at this time. But then you can see track 3 and 4, they're not actually there, so they're just kind of redundant tracks, and we're kind of it's all attached together. So traditionally, when you don't want audio, obviously you can unlink and kind of you can take these tracks away, and then actually just say, well, let's link that back up, and that's fine. But just for one-off clips, if you've got loads of clips, then that starts to become quite difficult. And ideally, we don't really want to be having, I mean, not all edits are really complex, but if I've got, I'll almost always have at least one bass sort of track in the background, and then that will take me already down to track 5, and then if I've got, say, some Foley or there's a voiceover track or anything like that, we're quite quickly, using up sort of 5, 6, 7, 8. And then that's we've got these two sort of tracks that are just, they're in our way really in the main portion of the view. So what I've been doing mostly is I'll just come into here, highlight all my clips. I'm really just shooting MOV, so for me I can just highlight all clips, and then I'll right click them, come up to modify, and if you jump into audio channels, you can actually select which channels you want. So you can see here we've got all our channels available. So if we just take off 3 and 4, press OK, and then now oh no, sorry, I've done that wrong. Sorry, right click, modify audio channels. You can leave those in, but actually what you want to do, number of audio clips, set that to 2, sorry, and then it will remove them there. Yeah, so rather than just having 2 muted tracks in there, actually what we want to do is remove those ones from there. So all of these clips that have been selected now will have 2-channel audio attached. So, and again, we can get rid of that, and if we say, actually, we recorded some, say, on the XLR one, or, maybe some of it was interview work, we can always come back into those ones and say, actually, I do want those tracks back. And then for these two, they've got 4-channel audio now, and these ones have got 2-channel audio. And again, it's just, for me, it just makes editing easier, because I don't really want these empty redundant tracks just sat in the timeline. And like I say, maybe there is a way to set this in the camera, but I haven't found one. So, if anybody can point me in the direction of that, if it exists, then, I'd be grateful. So yeah, if this has helped, just I'd appreciate if you give the video a like, and if you want to see more GH6 content, then please subscribe.